Hello, my name is John F. Timiatis, and this is my home, 1303 Whitehurst Road, Southwest Palm Bay, Florida. Not to be confused with Palm Beach, Florida. Although, if you give me but just a moment, I think I'll do a reasonably good job of convincing you that you're better off vacationing in Brevard County, Palm Bay, than you would be at Palm Beach. So, here's the $2 tour. As you can see from the outside, it's a corner lot. Driveway is big enough to accommodate 2 cars, should you be coming with 2 cars. As you go to the back of the house, you'll find that the fence covers the entire back. So if you happen to have a dog, that's fine. We ourselves have dogs, so it's not a problem for you to have one. Just if you'd be so kind, just to pick up after your dog, and that's fine indeed. There'll be 2 garbage cans in the back. The blue one denotes just that, garbage. So throughout your time here, you can just empty it there or, leave it inside. Otherwise, the yellow one denotes recyclables. So we put all our recyclables in there. Also in the back, as you can see, is a lanai with the in-ground swimming pool. We contract a separate company to take care of the pool, so you may have to occasionally skim the top, of any bugs that got through the lanai. But otherwise, you should always find it in very good shape and very inviting. Also in the back, you'll see, of course, the grill. If you've never had a grill or done grilling, it's terrific. Have a good time. There are directions, both from the manual as well as things that I've typed up on the top where the different appliances, if you will, can be found. And of course, if you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me regarding that. As we come into the house, this is of course from the back. This of course is the kitchen area. There's a small dining area that sits 4 people, and you have a fairly large, for Florida anyway, for Florida, kitchen, which, everything and anything you need can be found there. There are 2 bedrooms, essentially the master bedroom, which is a queen size bed and a full bath in the bathroom, of course. Closet and dressers are available for your use. And then a smaller bedroom, which is adjacent to another full bath, and that has 2 single beds. Okay? TVs throughout the house, smart TVs and internet. We have contracts with Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix, to name a few. Of course, the living room is where we tend to hang out if you want to hang out, and there is quite a selection of DVDs. If you're so inclined, you can play them. All sorts of genres, from musicals to adventure to sci-fi to drama. You name it, I have it. I'm a big movie buff, so I've got quite a selection. But of course, you can always download and see whatever you want to see as well. So that's the inside of the house. Just a couple of little points. Of course, this is a house with well water, and you would be wise not to drink from that well water. Not that you'll die or anything, but it's not as clean as we should have it. So to that end, the refrigerator has an excellent filter, so you can drink out of the refrigerator. Also, water is obtained with 5-gallon through the cooler. And there's always several containers of water available. Naturally, you can use tap water if you're going to be cooking and you're going to be boiling something. But otherwise, for drinking purposes, I would leave it to the cooler and the refrigerator. So that's essentially the inside of the house and the outside of the house. Let me tell you a little about the area, because that's really one of the things you want to consider. When I came here, I was astonished at how secluded the beaches are. So first things first, the beaches have public access every 2 to 3 miles, except for the first place where you go over one of the causeways. That beach, called in the Atlantic, for whatever reason, has meters. Like, who does meters anymore? But if you go 2 to 3 miles in any direction up and down this A1A, that's traveling north or south, you'll come upon another public beach. Usually there's some kind of a kids playground there. They all have well-kept, clean restrooms. And the amazing thing is, on a Saturday or a Sunday, you get on the beach and you may be able to count, maybe 24 people. But on a weekday, I mean, you're lucky to find 10 people on the beach that you're at. So especially as you go further south, if you go another 4 or 5 miles and you hit another 2 or 3 beaches, you can be very secluded, and I love it. So if you want the crowds and, watching people go by, that kind of thing, you're better off with Daytona, you're better off with Fort Lauderdale, Miami, of course, but not here. They're very secluded, and that's terrific. So they're easy to get to. There is actually a designated dog beach called Canova Beach. It's about 4 miles further north from the nearest beach that you can get to. Travel time to the beach averages 20-25 minutes, essentially, to get there from door to door, park, and go to it. We have, of course, umbrellas and beach chairs. You're welcome also to use the patio chairs that are there. So everything you pretty much need is available. It's here in the garage. Another good thing in this area is there's lots of things to do with the kids. All sorts of things. They have this Andretti racetrack, which is terrific. It has like 4 different courses, and half the adults can be found on the more challenging courses. And it has all sorts of things for the kids. The usual arcades, rock climbing, a baseball bat, hitting range, miniature golf, that whole thing. And it's really, really reasonably priced. In fact, you can go on Groupon and get a real steal out of it. Another good thing with the kids is Brevard Zoo. Now, I know everybody takes their kids to a zoo, but this is really an amazing zoo. You really get the feeling of being immersed into the area, where the animals going either above you, beneath you, or to the sides. So it's really something. And they have this terrific zip lining. It's like 20 different zip lines, and you're going through the zoo as you do it, as well as climbing and things like that. So it's really a great place to take the kids. Of course, the beach is first rate for the kids. For the adults, if you're so inclined, there's lots of antiques. There's one great place down in Melbourne which has hundreds of booths of all sorts of collectibles that you can find. Of course, there's Renegers, which is a huge flea market. Again, hundreds of booths. You'd be amazed at some of the things you find. Very different and very unusual. And Old Melbourne is always a great place. Old Melbourne has a variety of shops and restaurants. I'm from New York originally, and I spent a fair amount of time in Washington, D.C. They want you to eat here. They are very reasonably priced, and most of them have live music with no cover charge. I mean, it's just, I can't get over it. At the drop of a dime, there's always a reason to have a street festival of some kind, and it's just a very inviting, laid-back place to live, and I think you'll enjoy it as a place to vacation as well. Of course, you got the pool anytime you're so inclined. There are a couple of bikes in the garage. Help yourself. There's a big park about 2-3 miles west of where we are, and you can go around that a couple of times. It's kind of nice, perfect for bike riding, and there's a path that goes for miles and miles in different directions, a very safe path that you can ride. So that's it. It's a little different than going to a motel or a hotel in kind of a congested area, but the beauty of a place like this is that it's fairly close, whether it be the beach or going to a movie, which is also disgustingly cheap, restaurants, or some of the things with the kids, whether it be miniature golf, Andretti. They're a couple of miles away, but everything is doable within, I'd say, 15 to 30 minutes tops. Okay, and you have the comfort of coming back to a house, and so hopefully through the pictures you get a feeling of what it might be like to be here. I'm easy to get along with. I'm only too eager to help you. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. Here's my number at 240-505-2099, or you can email me at J and then the first 4 letters of my last name, EFTI. So it's JEFTI@yahoo.com. That's it. Good luck with your search, and thanks for listening, and hope to see you.